Let's start here for you on All Angles at 2 o'clock. It seems the days get longer, so too do the hours of rolling blackouts. The country is once again stuck on stage 6. Electricity Minister Dr. Ramokgopa warned outages would continue into summer due to maintenance. The president also weighed in, saying this is short-term pain for long-term gain. Let's discuss this further now with Sampson Mamphweli from the South African National Energy Development Institute. Thank you very much, Prof, for your time here on eNCA. Just firstly, this is something that we knew from the days of Andre de Ruyter, right? Maintenance at Eskom, planned and scheduled maintenance at Eskom, always takes place during this time of the year.
Good afternoon to you and the viewers. Yes, so that's correct. So the planned maintenance takes place during this particular time, and this is historic, and it's something that has been approved also by NERSA as well, because they need to give that approval. And it's true that when you look at the system at the moment, the partial load losses are quite high at about above 6,000 megawatts, and the breakdowns are also higher, close to 15,000 megawatts. So Eskom needs to do something to try and deal with particularly the partial load losses. So when they take out the units, when they fix the partial load losses, they need to take out the units, which increases the risk of load shedding, which is why we're sitting at stage 6 load shedding at the moment.
But for the fact that these are officials who expect us as South Africans to know that during this time they are doing maintenance, they should have also known and taken into cognizance that at this time they're going to have to switch off some units and make a plan instead of putting us on such a high stage of load shedding.
Yeah, so the challenge has been the fact that the breakdowns are still very high, which is the biggest issue. And they can't stop maintenance, because if they stop maintenance, then the risk of a system breakdown increases. That's why they have to then implement load shedding to protect the integrity of the grid. They delayed in terms of telling the nation this particular issue, because the narrative that has been moving around has been that we're going into summer, we will have low demand of electricity, and therefore load shedding will not be extensive. And some of us have been warning to say things are going to get even worse. And from the numbers that we have been looking at, if nothing changes quite soon, we may have to ramp up load shedding into a stage 8 or so.
And I think that's our concern, at least as South Africans, that we're dealing with people who know all of these problems that we're having. I don't know, obviously, because I'm not in this particular sector, energy sector, I don't know why maintenance has to happen in summer. But obviously, from our viewpoint, it does make sense that we should have more power available due to the fact that we expected to use less power during hot seasons, right? But also with the energy or rather the generating units that keep tripping, etc., that shouldn't be our problem. What do you think they should be doing about it, Prof. Mamphweli? Because clearly what they have been doing, at least to us as South Africans, doesn't look to be the answer.
Yeah, so the answer is in the implementation of the President's Energy Action Plan. That is where there's the missing link. If you look at the establishment of NECOM, the establishment of the Energy Crisis Committee and the various work streams, the idea was that those work streams will do work outside of Eskom, and then there will be kind of a project management office, which is something that some of us have been calling for. We've been saying NECOM should conclude their work, and then a project management office should be established under the Minister of Electricity and capacitated by government in terms of human resources and financial resources, so that that office becomes the implementing kind of agents, for lack of a better word. Then that office then goes into works with Eskom and municipalities and other implementing entities and ensure that they've got the necessary resources that are required to implement the various measures as contained in the Energy Action Plan. So what we're seeing now, unfortunately, is the fact that the Minister of Electricity has now become embedded into the ESCOM problem, which it shouldn't be. The Minister of Electricity shouldn't be giving us an update about what generator has tripped and what generator has not tripped. That should be the function of ESCOM, and ESCOM must take responsibility for that. And the Minister of Electricity must be running the project management office, implementing the Energy Action Plan, giving us an update on the implementation of the Energy Action Plan, and not on units at ESCOM per se.
And that's what they've been saying, at least from the presidency. Every time they release an advisory letting us know that he'll be giving us an update, they're always worded as the minister is going to not only giving us an update on how ESCOM is performing at the moment and the energy that's available, etc. They always say how far the implementation of the president's energy action plan is. So you're telling us that this is not what they actually have been doing?
Yeah, I mean, I've followed the minister quite for the past few weeks, and I've seen that he's concentrating more. One, he doesn't have a project management office, so he doesn't have his own team. Two, he's concentrating a lot more on what's happening at ESCOM in terms of the maintenance program, and in terms of giving updates on which unit has tripped and what work will be done and all that. That for me is just a fraction of the Energy Action Plan. I haven't heard him, giving an update about the demand response programs, for instance, the work that the NECOM is doing on new generation capacity, for instance. He has put that on the back foot. When is new generation capacity coming on board? From which resources? Where is the money to implement the Energy Action Plan coming from, and what are the milestones that are contained in the Energy Action Plan as per the NECOM? So there's quite a lot of things that are contained in the Energy Action Plan which he has neglected, in my view, which he does not give an update on. He's concentrating only on giving us an update on the ESCOM's maintenance program and the ESCOM problems, which for me, those belong to ESCOM, and the ESCOM must take responsibility for those problems. And one way of ESCOM taking responsibility for those problems, with him providing oversight, Minister Gordhan as well, is that the ESCOM board needs to urgently appoint the CEO of ESCOM. When you listen to the minister, in most cases, you get a view that he's going down to the power station managers and all those kind of things. He shouldn't be doing that. He should be working at that board level, working with the board, and then reporting on the implementation of the Energy Action Plan. Most units are still going to go down, some will go up and all that. That becomes the problem of ESCOM. ESCOM needs to update us on that, but the minister needs to concentrate on the implementation of the Energy Action Plan. And the missing link, there are only two missing links. One, there needs to be a project management office that is capacitated by government, so that is not the minister's problem. It's a government problem. Two, there needs to be resources, financial resources. This thing that government has done to say we've given ESCOM 251 billion and that money is going to service the ESCOM debt, and ESCOM must get money from their balance sheet to fix the power system. That is not going to work.
So we are even in... We are in even
them
more
to
trouble.
get money from a very depressing balance sheet to fix the power system. They need about 200 billion.
We keep losing you. Sorry about that. We keep losing you in terms of network. But in the gist of all of that, the professor is saying is that we are even more trouble than we actually think we are. Professor Sampson Mamphweli from the South African National Energy Development Institute speaking to us there.